Hello and welcome to this video on 10 vocabulary words of one word substitution. Have you ever struggled to find the right word to describe a situation or a person? One word substitution is a technique that can help you express complex ideas. In this video, we will be discussing 10 important words that can be used as one word substitutions in various contexts. I will cover the definitions of each word, provide examples of how to use them in sentences, and offer some tips on how to remember them. By the end of this video, you will have a better understanding of one word substitution and be able to use these 10 important words to enhance your communication skills. So let's dive in and explore these 10 essential words of one word substitution. First, verbatim, meaning word for word. Verbatim refers to something that is exact and precise, often relating to the reproduction of words or a written text. It can also refer to a record of something that is spoken or written, transcribed word for word. Here is an example how to use verbatim in a context. The professor requires that all citations be written in verbatim format to ensure that sources are accurately represented. This sentence uses verbatim to describe the exact formatting required for citations to ensure that they accurately represent the original source material. In academic writing, citations are used to give credit to sources used in research or to support arguments made in a paper. In this statement, the professor is requiring that all citations be written in verbatim format, which means that wording of the original source must be copied exactly. Overall, this requirement demonstrates the professor's commitment to upholding academic integrity and accuracy in research. It underscores the importance of giving credit where credit is due and providing accurate information to readers. By following this requirement, students can ensure that their writing is ethical, reliable, and credible. Hence, verbatim is a term used to describe something that is exact and precise, often relating to the production of words or a written text. It can be used in a variety of contexts, such as in legal proceedings, journalism, academia, and theater. And that's all about verbatim. Second, veteran, meaning a person having long experience of an occupation. The term veteran can also refer to something with a great deal of experience in a particular field or profession. A veteran is a person who has served in the military, often in a combat role, and has completed their term of service. I will give you an example how to use veteran in context. My father is a veteran of the Korean War and was awarded the Purple Heart for his bravery in battle. In this context, the statement "my father is a veteran of Korean War" means that speaker's grandfather fought in the Korean War and was wounded during his service. As a result of his injuries sustained in combat, he was awarded the Purple Heart in recognition for his bravery and sacrifice. Overall, this statement highlights the service and sacrifice of veterans, such as the speaker's grandfather, who fought in wars and conflicts to protect their country and defend the freedom and rights of others. So veteran means a person having long experience of an occupation. Highly experienced or seasoned person can also be called veteran. Prejudice, meaning to have a baseless opinion against anybody. Prejudice refers to a perceived opinion or attitude about a person or group, often based on stereotypes or incomplete information. It can lead to discrimination and unfair treatment towards individuals or groups. Here's an example of how to use prejudice in context. The judge's prejudice against people of color was evident in his sentencing of minority defendants. In this example, the statement "the judge's prejudice" suggests that the judge had a bias or preconceived notion that negatively impacted how he sentenced defendants who belong to minority groups. This indicates that judge may have unfairly discriminated against people of color in the criminal justice system. In this case, the statement suggests that judge's prejudice may have led to unequal treatment of minority defendants, which is unacceptable and unjust. It can have serious consequences and is important to recognize and address in order to promote fairness and equality. That was all about prejudice. Omniscient, Viewers, before explaining the word, first I want you all to keep in mind about its pronunciation. It's omniscient. Omniscient, meaning knowing all and everything. Omniscient is an adjective used to describe someone or something that has complete or unlimited knowledge, awareness, or understanding of all things. It is often used to describe a narrator or point of view in literature or storytelling that has access to the thoughts and feeling of all characters in the stories. Let's now discuss an example of how to use omniscient in context for a better understanding. The teacher seemed to have an omniscient understanding of the subject and was able to answer any question her students had. Here, omniscient is used to describe the teacher's extensive knowledge and expertise in the subject. The statement suggests that teacher had a very deep and comprehensive knowledge of the subject matter being taught. The use of the word omniscient indicates that the teacher appeared to have an all-knowing or encyclopedic understanding of the subject. Overall, omniscient is a term used to describe complete or unlimited knowledge, awareness, or understanding of all things. It can be described narrative perspectives in literature, expertise in a subject, investigative abilities, authoritative sources of information, and more. I hope you got it. Next, extempore, meaning a speech delivered without preparation. Extempore is an adjective or adverb that refers to something that is done or spoken without preparation, rehearsal, or notes. It can also refer to a speech or presentation that is delivered spontaneously or without prior planning. I will give you an example of extempore so that you know how to use extempore in a context. The politician's extempore remarks to the press were criticized for being unclear and poorly thought out. The statement suggests that politician in question made impromptu or spontaneous remarks during a press conference or interview, rather than prepared or scripted remarks. These remarks were criticized for being unclear and poorly thought out, indicating that politician may have spoken without adequate preparation or consideration of the content of their statements. Overall, extempore is a term used to describe something that is done or spoken without preparation, rehearsal, or notes. It can be used to describe comedy routines, speeches, presentations, remarks, and many more. Next, bibliophile, meaning one who loves book. Bibliophile is a noun that refers to a person who loves and collects books, or who has great appreciation for literature and reading. Here's an example of how to use bibliophile in context. As a lifelong bibliophile, she had amassed an impressive collection of rare and valuable books. This sentence suggests that the person in question was a devoted lover of books and had spent much of their life collecting them. This sentence suggests that the person in question was a devoted lover of books and had spent much of their life collecting them. The use of the term bibliophile suggests that this person had a deep appreciation for books and valued them highly. It underscores the value and importance of books as culture and historical artifacts, as well as the personal significance they can hold for individuals who appreciate them. Overall, bibliophile is a term used to describe a person who loves and collects books or who has a great appreciation for literature and reading. It can be used to describe someone's interests, behaviors, or possessions related to books and reading. That's all about bibliophile. The word is posthumous, meaning after the death of a person. Posthumous is an adjective that refers to something that occurs or is awarded with someone's death or that is published or released after the author's death. Let's take a sentence and try to understand how to use posthumous in context. The posthumous memoir revealed a side of the author that his readers had never seen before and became an instant bestseller. This sentence suggests that a memoir written by an author was published after their death and that this memoir contained new and surprising information about the author's life or personality. The use of the term posthumous indicates that the memoir was published after the author had passed away. The statement also suggests that posthumous memoir in question was a significant and highly successful work, providing readers with new insights into the life and work of the author. Overall, posthumous is a term used to describe something that occurs or is awarded with someone's death. It can be used to describe awards, publications, releases, and other events that occur after someone has passed away. Notorious, well-known, unfavorably. Notorious is an adjective that refers to someone or something that is well-known, usually for negative reasons. An example: the politician was caught in a notorious scandal that ended his career and damaged his reputation. The statement suggests that a politician was involved in a highly publicized scandal that had significant negative consequences for their professional and personal life. The use of the term notorious indicates that scandal was widely known and had a particular negative reputation. It underscores the importance of public trust in government and the need for public officials to behave ethically and responsibly. Overall, notorious is a term used to describe someone or something that is well known, usually for negative reasons. It can be used to describe people, places, companies, or events that have a reputation for negative aspects or behaviors. Next, epilogue, meaning poem or speech. Epilogue is a noun that refers to a section or a chapter at the end of a book or a play that provides additional information or a conclusion to the story. Here's an example of how to use epilogue in context. The film's epilogues showed the characters years later, revealing how their lives had turned out after the events of the story. The statement is suggesting that a film included an epilogue that provided information about what happened to the characters in the years following the events of the main story. An epilogue is a section of literary work that comes after the main story has concluded, providing additional information or closure for the reader or viewer. Let's recall it. Epilogue is a term used to describe the final section or a chapter of a book, play, or film that provides additional information or a conclusion to the story. That was all about epilogue. Last, celibacy, meaning the state of abstaining from marriage and sexual relations. Let's now discuss an example of how to use celibacy in context for a better understanding. Jan decided to practice celibacy until she found a partner who shared her values and beliefs. That was all about celibacy. To sum up, celibacy means unmarried. In Urdu, it means kuwarapan. As we come to the end of our journey through 10 vocabulary words, I hope you have been inspired to continue exploring the vast and wondrous world of language. And there you have it, 10 new vocabulary words to add to your arsenal. Remember, building your vocabulary is an ongoing process, and the more you practice using these words in context, the more natural they will feel. Thank you for tuning into my video. Do visit to my channel and watch other videos as well. And remember that vocabulary building is not just about memorizing words and their meanings, but also discovering new ways to express yourself and understand the world around you. By expanding your vocabulary, you open up new avenues. So go forth, practice using the words you have learned, and continue seeking out new words. And always remember, words have the power to shape our thoughts and shape our world. So choose them wisely and use them well. Thank you for joining me on this journey, and until next time, keep learning, keep growing, and keep sharing the